which resulted to us calling for the intervention of the Liberia National Police. And so the issue is currently before the LMP for full investigation. We thought to invite the media so that at least the media can be informed and our people out there will not carry, misleading information. So we will give the Chief Executive Officer, in person of Mr. Sego Sherry, the opportunity to expand more on this situation. And then thereafter, we will entertain questions from you all as media institutions. And then we'll also again give the CEO the opportunity to respond to all of the questions that will be asked. So having said that, we will now turn over to Mr. Sego Sherry, who will expand more on this press conference. Thank you.
Let me say good afternoon to our colleagues in the media from different media institutions. We want to say thank you for coming on a very short notice so as to address a very pressing issue. As a media institution, we've continued to play our role as being very critical about issues in the country. And this morning, usually we run the morning show, and then we come as early as 6, and then the show starts by 7. While we're on the show this morning, we got a tip off from one of our sources that a young man by the name of Nana has been entering our premises with weapons. And when we got the tip off, we were shocked and so confused about such a news that while our radio station or the premises of our radio station we experienced such. Right away, I contacted the manager to ask about the individual mentioned. In the process, we decided to inform the Liberia National Police because, as we all know, the police is the first contact point. And so we phoned in the police. I tried R1. Let me say thank you to the current R1. He was able to respond immediately, and he said to me on the phone that they were sending plainclothes officers. So we managed to talk to our sources so as to make sure whatsoever information that they were giving us were truth. And when the officers arrived at the premises of Voice of Liberia, we worked along with them. We took them to the other area of the radio station, and it was truly established that a fellow by the name of Nana had a single barrel weapon in his bag in the premises of Voice of Liberia. Mind you, the Liberia National Police of recent, they've announced that individuals carrying illegal firearms or weapons should report it, because it has been noticed that you have weapons out that are not registered according to them. So meaning if they find out you have one, it means you breached the law. So with that, when the police came and find out that this individual had a weapon, the police decided to ask him. And they also asked us as an institution, and this is exactly what we said, that we are law-abiding people. We have no knowledge about how the weapon came in the premises of us in Liberia. We are not doing, gun trailing here. We are professional people. We are media people. And everything we do here, we play with the microphones, and we do news-related issues. While in the conversation, in the presence of us and the police officers that came here this morning, it was established, and I will play the audio to every one of you, that this woman individual who brought the weapon to our premises at Voice Liberia is a brother to one of the government officials, particularly from the EPS. And when it was noticed that he had the weapon in his bag, one of his colleagues informed someone, and the sources, they informed us. He had told that of his colleague that Voice of Liberia is being placed on the radar of the government. And so, his sister that works in the EPS was the one that gave him the weapon to come along with it to Voice of Liberia. Evidence of what we will play, you will listen to him, and all of what we're saying, you will listen to him saying it in the conversation he had with his colleague. And so, it says that the government has placed Voice of Liberia on whatsoever he called a radar. For what we don't know, every one of us in here, you people know that we've been very critical on the government. It is something that we don't mince our words on. We speak hard truth to the government. And so if it is now coming out that the government has placed us on a radar, one would think that this could be a setup where the very government will come and say they want to do a seizure process, where they will say that Voice of Liberia is trailing guns. Because in the audio we're going to play, you will listen to Nana that we called the police to intervene. Said that his sister in the EPS, and who the EPS protects, it is the president and senior executives. So if someone from that group are being able to give a weapon to someone to come to Voice of Liberia, it speaks volume. What we've done as an institution, we were able to write the justice minister because we know the intent of the government. And it is clear that as an institution, we no longer trust the police. We had an issue of a rape case. We raised the issue. The facts were available. Hospital records showed that that child was raped. Gregory Como and the legs of the police officers, they stepped on that case in favor of Mamaka ability because the individual that allegedly raped the girl was or is a brother to Mamaka ability. Up to present, there is no outcome of it. From that backdrop, we think that with the police coming today to take the issue, it will be the same business as usual because the police will not do it. They know what they're in. It is a process that they wanted to use to silence us because we are critical against the government. We'll play the audio. It will shock you to hear some of the things that the individual that had the gun in the premises of Voice of Liberia said to his colleague in their conversation. And so we wrote the Justice Minister with CC Capivera Embassy, Civil Society, the President of Liberia, to bring this matter to their attention. Because if a government wants to silence you, they will use all forms to get out to you. Because if somebody is carrying a weapon in the premises of a radio station and saying that that weapon was given to him by somebody from the EPS, it is something that is very scary. And I think we journalists have to be very careful because the government now is trying by all means to get at people that are very critical. It is not me that concluding, but it is what that is being said on the audio, which we're going to play, and every one of you will listen to it. So we call you here today because sometimes they will give the news different because it is something that they want to get at us. We've heard a lot of things. People have told us a lot of things from within the government as to how they want to get at us, but it has been difficult. Mind you, the government was coming up recently with lists of radio stations that interpret and all these kinds of things. Luckily for us, we were in compliance of that. That's the reason why we couldn't be involved into that. So with all these kinds of things, it says a lot. Before we go ahead, we want to play you the audio. And here is the individual in question today when we call the police. And you can see that this is within the premises of our radio station. Right there, you have the news area. You will see this, So we're going to play it because we want you to listen and all of your viewers to also hear what the man said. How he got the weapon, who gave him the weapon, what they say the government has planned about this radio station. This is it.
Where are you? Listen to me. We are all professional people. You understand? Important to high security threat. I was looking for a pen to write. That red pen, I'm using the right way. You understand? Irrespective of the fact that, I did when you're there to check for pen, well, I'm also responsible. You are a professional person. You should not have done that. You understand? You should not have done that, bro. So is that anything I just supposed to probably know? I'm begging you to discourage from people to continue this situation that will not escalate. That's the point. Yeah, for everything I want to say, I'm not getting usually I'm getting trying to. It's never been out here about the dirty gas, and I'm just put out how many times dirty for the question. Because you know, we have the actually out here, I'm going to get out. If I do have a better talk, so we can smoke out the commission there. I actually get me out. I was doing her work. She works at the small arm commission. No, she worked at me. Yes, and I think it's very slow. Small arm commission. That's why I'm saying that if it's not that you get food to you. No, forget it. It's with me personally. Don't worry. It's with me. For security. for security reasons. Irrespective of that, I want to see tonight. You coming? Yeah, I'll be able to come to I'm tomorrow in the morning. That's all. But that's not first. No, don't be afraid. No, bro. Don't be afraid. I'm tomorrow in the morning. Let's go. It's not for the beginning. I don't want to Please come tomorrow in the morning, bro. Let's go. You know what? I will not resort in to punishment. I never told you. I'll personally give you this. I want to use that as an invitation for him not to know which is a risk for me. You know what I'm saying? You're a prisoner. Apart from that, you don't know my background. You don't get to know my background. I'm highly educated-minded. I did that because of security implications. You understand? I did that because of security implications. So as much as possible, how can we I can see what? No, I can meet tomorrow or what? Tomorrow morning, let me to work, yeah, which is on a very professional note. Tomorrow morning, because tomorrow is what my time is. We don't have No. You won't reach the Baba yet. Just forget about that. Do as much as possible tomorrow in the morning. Let's sing up. No. You are not guilty. It's not issue of being guilty. It's something like you are right and you can think of it on personal protection. And now we have personal professional law. You know, reading, I think you like what you told me, you already think you're popular. You know, you have an idea for me, I don't know. I'm your big girl. Remember me, hey, that's very good. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing, really, my God. You cannot see what you're a professional or okay. You know what I'm saying? It's just an issue of coming out. I took this thing for my personal protection because of the details of what I do. And you know, I'm not trying to spoon feed you. It's not something that I'm trying to spoon feed you for. It's something that is legal. And you know, you're all right to defend yourself. You know, and I ain't wondering why I'm going in for all you do here. You kind of got me when the person you get. I came up and did get my question. So I'm giving you the version of the person in the last little person gave me. And when it's the day, we're on the special vision. I want to go to this one, but you know what I'm saying? I want to stop you there. I heard that I cannot move very strongly. But they'll be able to do nobody not be able to do. Nobody else. One person that's not being able to do. Everything I do is personally related to myself. I want to decide to inform Mr. Conway. Now, when Mr. Conway is my love, he's my mother. You got to be my love. I mean, who is so much? You know, I'm
Okay. So, you guys listen to the conversation. That is the conversation he had with one of his colleagues. So when you listen, you will listen to a lot of interesting information that he was sharing. Number one, someone that has no security knowledge or that is not having conversation with a security person will not know whether an institution is on the radar. It is a security jargons that people will say, you know what it means for them to place you on the radar as an individual. You know, to say a government will place a media institution. What becomes of the people that are working here? What becomes of the critical things to say? Because if you're on the radar, anything can happen to you anytime. Because if the government sees that maybe you work like this and they're not happy about it, they can do anything to you because they are observing you, moving all your mood, telling you, doing all of that. In fact, planning people and all of that. So why would the government decide to do such when we should have a freedom of speech in the country? We need to speak out and all of that. And since this morning, we reported the information to the police, so we're interested to know. The police has not been able to make mistake to call us back to know whether they've started the investigation, whether they will need us. We yet to know even what's happening since this morning. So we're saying this so that the public can know that the government is after us by all means, based on what we heard from this young man that had a gun, that we were placed, or the station is placed on the radar by the government or whatsoever. And we know at the end of the day, maybe they will wake up and say, oh, they saw gun or weapons within the premises of us of Liberia. They'll make it clear that we won't call the police today. The police, they didn't know nothing about it. We called them, and since we called the police, they came here, they took the two individuals along with them. The police is yet to even tell us today what's the next step, whether we will be involved, whether we need to give information or whatsoever, who are those, the names the man is calling in the conversation and all of that. So it says to us, maybe the police knew about what happened. Because if they're so serious to know the actual story about this weapon, but now they should have called us in or maybe go deep into it, let us know. Because the weapon was found with the man. The report we gave you, the police, you came, you saw it. So we thought to call the media and let the public know. We also wrote with CC Liberia embassies to be aware of the government plan against us, that with the help of God, like I've always said on the radio, with the blessing of our parents, there will always be things that will come out once it is being planned against us. So that is it. Maybe some of you guys, you've got some questions. You can go ahead and then we'll answer them.
Thank you. My name is Albert Fania, and I do report for whoever. I want to know the relationship the station has with this Nananga. Is he working here or he been working here before? Secondly, with this, will you continue your hard stand against the government on your talk show on the radio?
That's a very good question. If you gave me the chance 100 times, I will remain critical 100 times. Like I've always said, Joe Walker came to the presidency unprepared. Evidence of even what are happening in Indonesia. Other countries got benefit. Joe is leaving from there to go to China with nothing. But the president of Indonesia just told him, say he should come back and fight so that the palm oil issue should not be treated the way it is being treated by the Western countries. Is it not an insult to our country? It shows to all that Joe Walker goes to such an occasion unprepared because other countries are getting benefits. So I will remain critical if Joe continues to give us reasons to continue to deepen down in the critical aspect of what we do, we will continue to do it. Other aspect as to whether we know this guy. So Voice of Liberia hosts one of its local branches because, you know, we have our branches across the country. And then, so our brother Branch is here. I'm told, according to the investigation we conducted, he has been popping in to the radio station there. But when he got to know that, this is the building too that holds the radio station, I think they noticed some of his activities. That's the reason why the entire thing came up. And then they noticed that he had a weapon in his bed.
So thank you so much. My name is Michael and I report for Sky FM. And having explained all of those actions from the police, do you still trust the police investigation? If not, what's the next step, given that the information is surrounding the government? What's the next step securing or ensuring that the safety of workers for BOL is assured?
So the very first thing we needed to do today, we had a conversation. That's the reason why you see we are even having such a press conference this time. We had a conversation with our lawyers and some other partners. We've been having conversations surrounding this issue because it's about the safety. I know for sure, I've said it on the radio, that the police, under the watch of Gregory Kuma, they recruited most of the people that I know he knows. They are murderers. People that have been involved into dangerous acts in our country. They've been placed in the police. So the police can do anything. I don't trust them out there. I know they won't do anything. That's the reason why we wrote the Justice Minister. Even though the Justice Minister too will do nothing, but at least we have them on record. We share copies. We end the sharing of copies to their embassies tomorrow so that they can be aware. Mind you, it is not the first time. Once you are critical, the government goes after you. So in the point that the police will go into this, just from what I just explained, we that complain to you today, we call you, say, can we get something here? You come there, you carry it. Since then, you not call us to tell us, hey, this is it, come and tell us. Or do this. They've not called us. So that alone tells you that the police will not do anything about it. What they wanted to do was to use that man, the EPS person giving the gun to the man, to come here and make it to look as if to say it is from within the premises. Maybe they'll say that we don't want trailing guns and all of that because Gregory Kuma has been trailing guns. He was once denied from the US Embassy. It was the length of Ellie and massacre that are bad for him before he could get visa to go to the United States. The records are there. This man has been trailing guns. You understand? So I don't believe the police. I don't trust them that they will give investigation to do anything about it. But it is about our reputation as an institution. We are running media activities here. We're not doing bombing here. Why gun will come here? So those are the people that play and think say they will come here and playing people among us and do something so at the end of the day to bring some of us down, to make our institution, to use it to close the institution. Because once you find out that weapon is found within the premises of Voice Liberia, it cuts beyond anything of media institutions that we having gone. Then why we have gone there? So they will use it to bring us down or maybe to shut us down. So the police will not do nothing about it. And the reason why we wrote the Justice Minister, we just did it because we need to do it, but we are also trusting. So that is it.
So I'm Thomas Ojurola, I work for Freedom FM. I'm concerned there are too many critical radio stations in Liberia. None of them have reported such about being allegedly targeted by the government of Liberia. Specifically, Voice of Liberia at about this time when there are too many critical stations here.
So who decides as to when, where, and how government wants to do something? Who decides? The government choose when, where, and how to do what they want to do. My brother, they didn't listen to the message saying that his sister in the EPS told him that our radio station is on the government radar. He didn't listen, and I'm our voice there. The man is with the police now as we speak. And the one I want from you guys, we all in the media, this is where at times we need to make the public to understand. Let the police tell us as to whether what I'm saying is false. Didn't the police come here this morning and arrest someone? Was it the police that decided to come here by themselves, or we invited them? Since they came, they told the people, why is it they not call us? If only if they want to be honest. So, my brother, they will be having 1,000 critical radio stations. but the government or whosoever will decide as to how, where, and what they want to do at a particular time. So this is ours. You don't know what they are planning for other institutions. Why if we could not be smart based on the sources, and then they found out that we have such a weapon in this place. But now you yourself, you will see us differently. Why we say who be critical they haven't gone, or what they do or gone, then they will say it differently. So the government, I will not tell them why they're not going to other radio stations, but as far as I'm concerned that Joe Walker is very intolerant. What I know of him, he doesn't stand these things. All the time he feels angry. We got sources that tell us that every time the old man is angry for some of the things we see on the radio.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your deliberation. We hold it. My name is Prince Joanne. I report for Smart Radio. We hold it depend on the police and the justice system to look into these kind of cases. Now that you're having a very huge distrust, who do you think we go to right now? And secondly to that, do you have an experience of which you're having this high level of distrust in the justice system and that of the police?
Yes, so like I said to you, we investigated an alleged rape case. It was proven, documents, medical reports confirmed that this child was raped. We informed the Inspector General. The very first day, it was established in less than a week when they placed this man. When last have you seen that an alleged rapist decides his own judgment? It is in the case under the watch of Gregory Fomo, where someone allegedly raped. They went to the police area, they took some time, and they put an ulcer. And they say when they finish doing the investigation and before they bring it back, how long does it take for the police to go to hospital and determine whether this child was raped or not? So with that, I can safely say this to you, that Greg on his watch, there will be nothing of such, because it is the same police that is out there killing people. Today you yesterday the police killed the other person, involved in all this, so they will not do it. Any aspect of having redress, we don't really want to have a redress about this. We just want the public to know that this is what the government has decided. And this is what they want to do to get us caught. Because bringing weapons to our premises and everything, it will not help. Because we're not fighting here. We've never fought war. We don't know how to use guns. So there's no way it will be useful to us.
Madam President?
My name is Confirm. From the onset, I did listen to you talk about the investigation that was conducted by the three officers between the alleged war and those officers. But on the contrary, it seems to be like what you play was just a normal conversation between two police, between workers. I don't know how you can reconcile that.
What about reconciliation? So, you listen to two individuals having conversation. What gave birth to us even knowing that this man has been bringing weapons in this building? So, like we say in the perfection, we say your source. So we said here today that one of our sources, right? So we could have been informed that Nana has been bringing in weapons in this building for whatsoever reason until they had a conversation, because the weapon was found in his bag. So for God's sake, bro, is this a place to go gun in your bag for safety? Here can save you.
Is it your weapon?
Not at all. So that if they can save you, okay, if everything happening and everything, so the weapon you put in your bag, you come to Vosa Liberia. So how can you save yourself, or how does it sound? So it was not like a normal conversation. It is a confession in a sense where I'm telling you about what you've seen with me. Oh my man, don't do the one and everything, but they think will get on to me because their radio station is on the radar or whatsoever. That's the reason why I'm bringing the weapon and everything. My sister gave me the weapon here to bring it. The man said it clear. That EPS, they didn't give it. to him.
Again, let me try to understand something. It seems to be like the two persons who were having the conversation, they work together from the conversation.
And so working together, what does that mean? So it means
Probably
we
you
work.
have
So
better information about the person who came here to carry on the IT.
So, but that is the reason why we invited the police. They can do that investigation and know as to how deep it is. We don't know. We don't want to be the person to join because we don't know anything about Goma. My brother, when I heard about that Goma today, I'll treat me because I don't fire going in my whole life. I know how to do it and I didn't want to do it. So the police now that we expect to do the right thing, right? By right today, they should have called us in to get an official statement from us.
So which sort of weapon was used? Can you describe the weapon?
It's a single barrel stuff. It's pistol.
Man-made. You know what I mean?
I don't really know whether it was a man-made because I don't have the idea when it comes to weapon. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so Chief,
Yeah, the police has it.
yeah, last thing from my end.
Question.
Yeah, so since you have to hear from the police on the start of the case, have you had in a video or institution do any follow-up call to know the current start of the case?
So, they said somebody that will get interest in certain things to do the right way, you will know from the start. Because we call you, and you know that you cannot carry out a case or investigation without us. So when you investigating, how you investigating it? So you let talk to that people, you finish with it. So what becomes of our institution? What becomes of us that invited you to say, this is what has happened? We need your intervention. I thought they said it's supposed to protect life and property. So just from the entire thing, it says to you that the police knew what they were doing. They knew of that man being here, but because they did not succeed, so they did not care. That is my verse.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.